Here we are into the second week of April. Check this out. $6 this morning, and it looks like it snowed last night. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yeah, we got another cold front that came in today and tomorrow as well. So it snowed. Oh, my dining room is in disarray. Everything from the kitchen is on the dining room table because I'm getting new countertops. All of these have been disconnected and ready to be removed as soon as the new ones come in, which they haven't come in yet. Well, why am I getting new countertops? These things are 30 years old, 32 years old, and they got a lot of wear on them. Some of the laminate's loose. There's chunks out of it here by the stove. This thing sucks up water and it's kind of swelled up. Yeah, it's time to get new countertops. So those have been ordered. When they come, I don't know. I ordered them a month ago and they're still not here yet. So I'm hoping I'll hear from them this week and we can get this job done and I can put my kitchen back together. I don't know if you noticed when I was out in the garage, but I got a new sink too, because this thing's all scraped up and gouged up, and I thought, well, if I'm getting new countertops, I might as well get a new sink to go with it. So, yeah, that's coming. But in the meantime, a mess. I mean, I got to clean it out because I got to get underneath here and take all the plumbing out, to pull that sink out of there. And I'm not looking forward to that job. You got to get down on the floor, stick your head up in the cupboard. Actually, I had to do that on each one of these because on each one of these counters, you see the whole thing's loose now. You don't want to lean on that. But up underneath there was a bracket on each corner that mounted it to the cabinets. So each one of these, had to crawl up in there and undo those brackets. Boy, oh boy. Here's a story for you. Yesterday, every day I go out and I feed the birds in the morning. So I've got this, little Tupperware thing I fill up with sunflower seeds, and then I take it out and I spread it around on the deck there for them to fill up the bird feeder. But I have to do it in daylight because the raccoons come out in the dark and they'll just wipe it all out. But yesterday I went outside and I fed the birds. I'm coming back in this door here, this back door, and I feel something hit my head, and then it hits my hand and lands on the floor, and I'm like, what the heck? I look down, a big friggin' wolf spider, about like that. He's sitting on the floor right here. Yeah, you know what? I don't have a problem with spiders. I spent my whole career working outdoors and being around spiders and having them crawl on me and whatnot. But, yeah, when they're on me, it's like, not real pleasant, and just the idea that great big tarantula thing was on me, I was like, good grief. Well, I'm glad it bounced off my head and landed on the floor, because if it would have stayed on my head, I think I would have freaked out a little bit. But yeah, I took the fly swatter. I didn't swat him. I opened the door and I flung him back out on the porch. Yeah, I had him go out there and in the snow. It wasn't snowing yesterday, but it was cold, so I sent him back out into the cold. So now he's out in the snow. A little bit of lighter fluid on there does the trick. Should be pumping out some heat here pretty soon. You know, some guys assume that my channel is predominantly about motorcycling, and that's not so much the case. I have a life aside from riding the motorcycle, although that is one of my grand hobbies that I really enjoy doing. But I had to get a new washing machine. I got this old one. I was using it the other day, and I put my laundry in there. I came back, you know, after the thing had cycled through, and the thing's full of soapy water, and all my clothes are laying in there, and I couldn't get it to do any of the functions. I did get it to do the spin cycle though, so I was able to spin the water out of my clothes, and then I had to fill it with a bucket from the tap here. I refilled it, and then I rinsed my clothes out, and then I spun it out again. And that was the last time I used this. So I got a brand new washing machine. This thing is just a standard GE, nothing special. It's got the knobs on it, no real big LED touchscreen thing or anything, pretty simple. I haven't used it yet, but well, I did run it through an initial cycle, just, you know, to rinse everything out. And then I came down a couple days ago. I haven't used it since. There was water on the floor running over here, and I thought, oh no, you know, my new washing machine, it's leaking already. Well, they told me when you get the new washing machine, get new hoses and everything too. So I put these inline filters on, but I left these old hoses on, the hot and cold. And of course, the cold one was leaking all down the back of the washing machine. So, yeah, learn a lesson the hard way. You can't save a penny by cutting corners. I've ordered new hoses for that, and they should be coming today. And then I can hook that back up. Not like I need to use the washing machine today anyways, but in the meantime, I've got the water shut off here to the unit so it won't leak back there anymore. And, yeah, you know, there's a lot to life that goes on behind the scenes that you don't always see. And this has been, you know, my latest problem here. Just trying to get my washing machine up and running. Now, my wife would be very tickled to see a new washing machine. And I never realized at the time what an antique this one is. I mean, this is supposed to be a white washing machine, but you can tell the difference between that brand new one and this one. Kind of has a dull, and when you look in there, it's kind of yellowed on the inside. You got like rust stain around there. Yeah, that thing's got to be, I don't know how old this washing machine is, but it's an old one. It was time for it to go. So now my neighbors are going to help me carry it back out of the basement, and I can take it to the recycle facility and drop it off there, get rid of it. And up and running with a new one. The dryer still works okay, so I don't have a problem with that. I do have guests coming next month, so I've scrubbed this whole bathroom spotless, cleaned the sink, cleaned the toilet, the tub, even scrubbed the floor, washed the mirror, the windows. It's all in tip-top shape for them. And then I suppose they'll probably be staying back in this bedroom here, so it's pretty much ready to go for them. Fire's putting out some heat now. My temperature gauge says I'm up over 300 degrees, so turn the fan on. Now it'll warm up in here pretty quick. It's not really cold in here, but in looking outdoors there, it's like a winter wonderland once again. Welcome to April. Moving into the middle of April now. Well, now that it's warming up in here a little bit, I can sit and sip my coffee for a little while and just do my morning coffee break, check my emails and all that. So it's my usual morning routine. Coffee's hot though. You know, the last coffee cup I had, you go to try to sip it, and you'd keep tipping and tipping, waiting for that first sip, and all of a sudden, glug, it would come out in one big gush, run down my beard, burn my lips. So I got a new one at Walmart, and this one is not so bad. You know, it's got that little hole in there, though, and you just got to be careful. You tip it up too far, you're going to get burned. Hey, you know, I've talked about this before. And when you have a YouTube channel, it comes with the territory. But you guys watch all my videos, so you kind of get the feeling that you know me intimately. Many of you I don't know at all, other than your screen name and from some of the comments you've left. You know, I don't know what you look like or where you live or I mean, some of you have let me on to some of your private details, but for the most part, out of my 24,000 some subscribers, I have no clue who I'm talking to. But I do appreciate the support, the comments, and whatnot. I've had people that have said, you know, hey, I thought this was a motorcycle channel. What the heck? Because some of my videos aren't about motorcycles, and it's not. You know, my channel just is about me, pretty much covering everyday, you know, things I do. Still, you're only seeing maybe a 15-20 minute video. I have a whole nother world aside from that I live. You know, I showed you my washing machine problem, my kitchen counters that I'm getting replaced, and all that rigmarole. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that you don't see. Family, either they're coming over here, or I'm going over there, or doing something special with family. My neighbors, I got great neighbors across the street. They invited me over the other night for a birthday party. Went over there, had the pizza and a big fruit tray and a veggie tray and cookies and brownies and cake. And yeah, it was a really nice birthday party. Not for me, but I appreciated it very much because I enjoyed all of the festivities over there. It was a lot of fun. I'm privileged to have good neighbors. In fact, all my neighbors are nice people, and I've met all of them, and they're very friendly and you know, very cooperative. And we've worked together on different things. So I'm pretty happy to be back here, kind of secluded in my own little world. But I still have neighbors, you know, and it's good to know that you're on good terms with them. You get on the wrong side of a neighbor and it could be terrible. My next door neighbor here is a really nice couple, but the neighbor on the other side of them is kind of a, I don't want to say anything bad because I don't really know the guy, but according to my neighbors next door, the next guy over is a real pain in the butt. I mean, just a real jerk. And yeah, the guy was out cutting some branches along the edge of the woods, my neighbor, you know, that were hanging over in his yard, like I do. I go around. It's part of maintaining your yard. If you don't, the woods will just keep encroaching into your yard. This guy comes over and starts cussing him out, saying, hey, those are my trees, you can't cut branches off of them. Which he's wrong, because if anything's hanging over into your yard, you can certainly take care of it. But the guy made a big, issue out of it, that my neighbor was cutting the branches along his border. I'm glad I don't have to deal with any of that. My neighbors they don't seem to bother me at all. And I can trim all along that side of my property and all along that side of my property, and nobody seems to give a hoot. So, yeah, that's good. Um, but yeah, I went to the movies the other day with my son and my grandson. My grandson wanted to see the Minecraft movie, and I don't know if any of you play the Minecraft computer game, or if your kids or grandkids have played it. It's been around for a long time, and it's a very popular computer game. But my grandson was just chomping at the bit to go see this movie, and my son didn't want to go. But he wanted to take his grandson to see the movie, but he said, "Hey, would you come and watch the movie with us? Because I need some adult company for the movie." So I went with him, and boy, now that was an experience because the whole theater was full of kids, like anywhere from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 year olds, even some older kids, and they were cheering and heckling and shouting and through the whole movie. Because they recognized everything and they played the game so much that as the movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa were the two main characters in the movie, the two stars of the movie, and these kids were just like delighted with this movie. And that was all part of the experience. If that was any other movie and I was watching the kids were making that much noise, I think I'd be very irritated. But given the setting in this type of movie, it was actually pretty entertaining. I was like laughing through half of the thing while listening to these kids carrying on. And it kind of, I don't know, it made me feel good to be part of it, just to feel the enjoyment that all these kids were having. But yeah, my life, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see going on. So, for the most part, I would like to say I don't think you really know everything about me, and there's a lot that I don't put out there. I keep a lot of my life personal. So what you're seeing is like right now, this is just a drama that I'm putting on. I'm not making things up. I'm not telling you any lies or fibs or anything. But there's a lot of things I leave out that I don't tell. So, but yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to ride, and I will get out whenever I can. Oh, I was lucky to have a couple days already this spring of riding weather, but um, this past week has just been horrible. Just rain, 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 and then today snow, and maybe snow again tomorrow. So that doesn't suit me very well. So I got to find other things to occupy my time, in which I stay very busy with. So as you know, I'm putting out 2 videos a week, and I won't lie, it's a challenge for me to come up with material, and I try to come up with things that are interesting too, topics that might interest you, rather than just rambling on about something senseless. And that can be challenging. I mean, yeah, sometimes I really rack my brain trying to come up with content. That's why it's nice when I have an event that I'm going, being a part of, that I can share and take the camera along. It gives me more. It gives me something to post, rather than a day like today when it's crummy outside and you don't want to go outdoors and you're stuck in the house, and it's like, hey, what am I going to make a video about today? Anyway, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate those of you who have subscribed and who have stuck with me through this long run. I mean, I've been doing this for years, Some of you guys have been with me for years, and I really, really appreciate that. Appreciate your support. I appreciate all the comments too. I read all of them. And I can't really respond to each one of them. I mean, it's very time consuming making the videos, editing the videos, rendering them, posting them. and then once they're posted, to go keep up on the comments and everything, plus assume the rest of my life and everything else I do around here. So for me to sit down and answer everyone's comments, I'm sorry, I just don't have the time, but I do read it and I do appreciate hearing your stories. That's part of the prize for me. And everything I get from you guys is positive too, and I really appreciate that. I love all you guys, and I hope you will tend to stay with me through this, and I will continue to pump out the videos the best way that I can. It might not always be the most thrilling thing in the world, but I'll get something out to you. All right, well, I'm looking forward to better weather, as well as some of you guys are too. I know that some of you are lucky enough to live in a climate where you're still riding. Some of you are still in cold, snowy weather, though, up north, and I understand that. And I'm kind of in the middle, but yeah, we'll get through it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button and give me a little support there. And if you haven't yet, subscribe and continue to join the rest of us on this ride through life. Well, cats, until next time, I'll catch y'all later. And when your wife isn't around anymore to make you your favorite chocolate chip cookies, you do it yourself.